Good morning. Welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space in my backyard. Today we are going to continue to work on the things that I did not get done on Saturday. I completely forgot I did not put compost onto the asparagus when I cut them down. So the compost that's in that wheelbarrow is going to go on the asparagus, and then I'm going to sift compost, which I will need the wheelbarrow for the 2 raised beds, because I have decided I'm going to put the garlic in the bed over here, and once I get this bed up that's under all of that stuff, I'm going to do my onions in that bed. So if you saw the video where I pulled this compost out of the compost pile, you know that it is not sifted. That should not be a problem because it'll break down over the winter. I'm gonna go and grab some gloves and get this party started. When I cut the asparagus, I just threw it onto the bed. So I'm gonna move that, put this compost down, and then put that back. Asparagus loves compost, from my research. Also, from what I've been doing for the last, 2 years, because this will be the 3rd year for the asparagus, it seems to work well. And if you're interested in how I make my compost, I will link the video. I did one probably last week, I think. So there's still some compost left. I will use this in making the other beds. I'll just use it as a part of it, but it won't be my top layer. And we're gonna go ahead and put this garden bed together, which I'm not gonna do on camera because you saw me do it. Well, maybe I'll put you in time lapse. Not going to talk about it too much. I'll link the video to where I put one of these together before, in case you are interested in seeing how easy it is or how it's done. It wasn't a hard process at all. When they say you need a level space, they do mean that you need a level space. But that's about the only thing that I saw or that was difficult for me. Pulling all of the plastic off is kind of annoying, but I understand why they put the plastic on there. So this is a kid's bed. So there's only 2 sides and 4 rounds. Should fit perfectly in this area. I'm also thinking about putting it over there where the pepper bags were, because it will kind of be more aesthetically pleasing, I think, because we have a garden bed here, a Vigo garden bed here, and then we would have one more over there. Once I put it together, I'm gonna size it to see if that will work. So this was much easier when the box was not wet. Don't let your box get wet, because this plastic is not coming off as easy as it did from the one that wasn't wet. Probably could let it dry, but I really need to get some stuff done today, so I guess I'm going to take my time and pull this plastic off. Wonder what would happen if I just leave it on. So it will definitely fit here perfectly. We're going to see if it fits on the other side too. All right, so it is put together. It does fit this spot. It's a little tight to me, but I'm thinking I'm probably gonna put it over on the other side. So we're gonna take it over to the other side, see if it fits, which I think it will. I also think that it is more level over there, so we won't have to worry about like trying to make this space level. Let's see. So it's very lightweight. I mean, of course, without the dirt in it, it's very lightweight. I could pick it up on my own and move it and see if it fits somewhere else. So I was walking around just to see if I like what I saw with the bed, but looky here, a little pea. Wonder what they taste like. We're about to see. My pea plants are doing horrible. And they also taste horrible. They're not sweet. I don't want to say they taste horrible, but they're not sweet. To my surprise, I actually like it better over here. Also, I was thinking about the fact that we need to get in and out of the shed for some purposes, like the lawnmower, if my son ever puts it back in there. And so we kind of need movable things here. So I'm gonna leave it there, and I like it. Okay, so I have filled this with some unfinished compost, some leaves, and the pepper plants that I pulled out yesterday. So now I'm about to go and sift some soil so that the top portion of this can be sifted compost, and so the top portion of that one can be sifted compost. And then I'm gonna start my seeds, my onion seeds, and I'm going to plant my garlic seeds, and I'm gonna call it a day. So this compost is pretty much cooled down. I'm only sifting it because there are still some larger pieces in it, but it's pretty cool at this point. I'm probably gonna sift so I can have about 3 to 5 inches of the top soil as sifted compost. So this is gonna take a little while. And I've mentioned before that I made this sifter with 2x4s and L brackets. Very simple to make. So there are some rocks in here, I imagine, from like the leaves when I got them up. The previous owner of my home was my grandmother. She had rocks everywhere. Instead of like mulching, she used rocks. So there are a lot of rocks still here, and I did not want to pay someone to get them up. And there we have sifted compost. I'm gonna do that about 20 more times. So maybe I'm getting lucky, because that was only 2 wheelbarrows and 4 of the buckets that I'm pouring in here to get this up to this. So maybe it's not gonna take as long as I thought it was, which is a plus, because if I'm honest, I'm getting tired. I'm probably gonna do 1 more wheelbarrow for this one, and then I'll move over to the other one. All right, so both beds are full now. I have sifted a little bit of compost, and I'm gonna start my onion seeds in this. And so with my onion seeds, I just kind of put them in here. It'll be a bunch of onions, but I want a bunch of onions. So that's the rest of that packet. That was not a full packet. It was just a little bit that was left, but a good amount. And so I'm gonna do that. And I'm just gonna drop some compost over them and water it in really well. And soon we should have some onion seeds. Let's go ahead and plant these garlic, because I'm ready to be done with this. I'm gonna pour the rest of this into one of those beds just because I want to get the wheelbarrow out of the way. Okay, so now we are to the last thing I need to do today, and that is plant out my garlic. So I got my garlic from the store. This is the whole garlic clove, and so what you want to do is peel off the outer layer of the garlic to expose the actual clove that you cook with. And you want to leave the paper on, all of that on there, and you only want to take the good ones. They say to take the biggest ones, so you can get a good return. Just like this, I'm going to peel it off, and each clove should give you a garlic head. In the cold, that's when the garlic starts to separate to make the whole head. But it comes from 1 little garlic clove. See, this one right here was already sprouting. Pretty cool, right? Gonna tell you right now, I've never successfully grown garlic, but I have researched it, so I know how it should work. And I think with it having its own space and me taking care of it the way garlic should be taken care of, it should grow this year, but we will see. It's also in a bed that's shady in the fall, so that might be against me as well. Root vegetables like phosphorus, so I'm gonna get some bone meal, and I'm gonna put a little bit of bone meal in the top layers of the soil. So I have a little bit of bone meal left. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on the bed. And then I'm gonna take my trusty rake and rake it in a little bit. Now, I'm just gonna take my garlic clove and push it down into the soil. I'm only gonna put it about an inch under the soil. So I'm gonna go deep enough for the clove, but the top portion of the clove, I'm only gonna make it an inch away from the top of the soil. I hope that made sense. I'm probably doing them about 2 inches apart. And then I'm gonna do it like this way. So in the middle of these two, I'm gonna put one, and I'm gonna put one over here. So in the middle of these two, there's a hole. In the middle of these two, there's a hole. In the middle of those. And I'm just gonna keep it going. Oh, and you want the pointy side up. That's where it's gonna sprout from. And now we are done. We're gonna wipe it over and cover them up. And we have now planted out the garlic for the fall season. I am done for the day. I am done. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram at Miss Asia Spratley, where I post about the things going on in the garden almost every day. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.